To make this reversible bottom, instead of using lining and fabric, I am using fabric twice. I have the front part in one orange print and a green print, and the back part in those two prints also. You will also need a 1/4 inch or 6mm elastic. It's important to use elastic of this width because the seam allowances in this pattern are all of a 1/4 inch or 6mm. The first step is joining the front and back pieces of both colors. Right sides together, green with green and orange with orange. You will sew along the bottom edge on both. Pin them together in place. In one of the colors, we will leave an opening of 2 inches or 5 centimeters. On the other piece, you will sew leaving no opening. The opening is very important because it can help us make a fully reversible bottom. Here you see the opening on one of the pieces and the other side fully shut. I am using an overlock to sew this swimsuit, but you can also use a regular sewing machine. For tips about sewing spandex fabrics with a regular sewing machine, watch my other videos. The next step is sewing in the leg area. Place both pieces right sides together. Place pins along the edge, especially in the seam area. Do the same thing on the other side. Here the edge of the legs are already sewn. The next step is to attach the elastics. While it's possible to sew the edges and the elastic in one step, I always recommend you do it separately. In reversible swimsuits, we add the elastics in a different way. When sewing a regular swimsuit, you usually stretch the elastic so it is shorter. Here we don't. What we'll do is start a 1/4 inch or 6mm away from the edge. We will measure the elastic the same length of the seam, and we will stop a 1/4 inch before the edge. When attaching the elastics, you should not stretch them, just place them in the serger or zigzag without stretching. Now we will turn the piece inside out so the right sides of the fabric are on the outside. The next step is sewing the sides. We will join right sides together, front with back of the same color, and open. Place 3 pins, one in the beginning, one on the seam, and one on the end. The next step is finishing the waist. That is why we left this opening here. To be able to join the front piece of one color with the front piece of the other color, I recommend you find the center of the piece, join the side seams, and when you find the center, just make a small notch. That way you can find the center seams even if they're separate. Repeat the process on the back. Fold it in half and make 2 cuts. Now we need to find the opening we had left, which in this case was in the orange fabric. Insert the hand through here and use those small cuts we made for reference. Turn the piece with right sides together. This is a bit tricky, but with practice you'll get better. Make sure they're with right sides together and use the small cuts to join the pieces of both colors together. As soon as you're able to turn it inside out, place a pin on that notch. With patience, little by little, you keep turning the piece. Something very important is you won't see it turning completely in one go. You just have to keep sewing until you reach the other side. But before that, find the side seams and join them. Place a pin there. You will sew the waistline using a small zigzag or a serger as always. Take it out little by little until you finish the waist. Once you do this, go ahead and sew the elastics. Remember not to stretch. I have here located the marks for the back part. Place a pin also. I have already sewn the elastics. The final step is finding the small opening. Turn the swimsuit inside out and close that opening. Close the opening using a small zigzag, stitching very close to the edge. This is the final product with the opening at the bottom already sewn. Remember, you can find this pattern and all the other patterns using my tutorials on sirenapatterns.com. You can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, Sirena Patterns.